And a shout out and a thank you to Courtney. We'll give her another thank you tonight for allowing Ryan to come down here and race with us, as they just had a little girl just a couple days ago. A few days ago. But Ryan, 410s and 360s, but able to come down here and race thanks to Courtney. So that is heat race number 3 of 6 to line up. We'll dip back over here to Twitter to see what you guys are doing. Wolford Motorsports tuned in watching the second night here, rooting for the Ohio boys. Thanks for joining us on the broadcast. Joe Lewandowski cheering on R.J. Jacobs in the 18J car. Tuned in as well. Thanks so much for joining us. So if I miss you, I apologize. You can just tweet at us again, at Flow Racing. And if you missed it earlier on, I was talking about this, but Flow Racing, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. The YouTube channel is the place to go. Race highlights usually are posted there very quickly at the end of the night, so a lot of times it's not out on... So you got to be careful with social media. You can overdo it on social media. But YouTube, you can just crank them babies out, so follow along with our YouTube channel. The Silver Bullet runs that for us. Watch him from back, and he's a New Jerseyan as well. Although I didn't know that for a long time. I just assumed he was from Pennsylvania because he seems like somebody that's from Pennsylvania, but turns out he's from New Jersey. So he's much nicer than 98% of the population from New Jersey, which outside of the racers, you know, the racers are the nice portion, the 98% of there, which crazy state. You ever been to New Jersey? You ever been to Atlantic City? Yeah, don't go. Go to Las Vegas instead. Las Vegas is much nicer. No, Atlantic City, New Jersey. You can get in there for free, but they make you pay to leave whenever you leave on that. That's how toll road used to work. That's what I went one time. Not a fan. I like Vegas a lot better. Of course, I live in Vegas. So you can come out and play our revenue generators. I mean our slot machines. Derek Bean tuned in watching. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Tommy Rowe Jr. Tammy Karhoff. Watching from Captain Jack's. I'm supposed to come down there tomorrow. They told me to come. I'm supposed to come down and do some interviews. But Danny told me, he said, come around lunchtime because there's a chance that you'll be fed if you show up at lunchtime. So I'm shooting for around lunchtime. I think is when I'll be down there and do some interviews. So see if I can make it there. I have directions and everything. He made me plug it into my GPS already. He stood there and watched over my shoulder. I kid you not. Make sure I had the right place. So he, yeah, just about kidnapped me. So he raced number 3, 8 laps of distance. Again, running for passing points. Top 16 locked into the feature event. Everybody else to the B mains. Brady Adamski tuning in from New Jersey. Sussex County. I know, I'm just picking on you. New Jersey's actually nice. It's beautiful up there. That's what a lot of people don't realize. New Jersey, New York, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, absolutely gorgeous area of the country. A lot of times you hear that and you just think about the cities, and it's not about the cities up there. So, yeah, I'm just picking. We used to pick on West Virginia all the time, too, and then the internet came out and they never got it, so we can't pick on them anymore because that's no fun. I'm just kidding. If you're from West Virginia, I'm sorry. I apologize. West Virginia Motor Speedway is opening up. 10,000 win sprint car show there this year. I think I'll be there. Here we go. Green flag is out. Away we go. McCarl out to the early race lead. Here comes Riggins, the 47 car. Last night, 19th to 5th. I just told you about that. Watch him go as he got her wound tight down in turn number 3 and 4 and onto the front straightaway. Charlotte, North Carolina runner. Gassed up. Williamson back in the number 3 spot. Good 3-car battle for not last on the racetrack. Back behind us, Timms is working hard on Ryan Rule in his 71H car. Out to turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. He'll pick up a spot. Here comes running your number 3 position, just a little bit ahead as the 5S digs around. Max Stambaugh trying to get a run on Williamson. Couldn't quite pull it off, and Williamson is able to escape by about 3 car lengths. Out of 2 and down the back straightaway. Meanwhile, Riggins working the wheel. You see that little flick of the front end out of turn number 4 as he's trying to keep that baby on point and on set. See if he can run down Carson McCarles. McCarles got her in a good gear here tonight. Holds down that number 1 spot. Top two are broken away from the rest of the field. Still Williamson running third with Stambaugh trying to pursue down into the corner. He is pursuing, I should say. He's not catching so much, but he's definitely pursuing. 20 car back behind Brandon Grubaugh, rounding out the top five as it sits. And up front, Riggins starting to chip away at the race leader, Carson McCarl. Pulled about half a car length on him. We'll call it the last lap round. This time he'll jump the cushion or maybe get out a little too wide down turn number 3 and 4 and give it right back to the number 27 car up front. She is a fierce and feisty winner, a fast and feisty one. Out here in heat race number 3, and I believe the song's been sung. Here comes the white flag. One more trip around from McCarl up front. Looks very good in the number 27 car here tonight in this third heat race. We'll send him around on his final trip. Checkered flag coming out. This one's going into the books. Carson McCarl is going to pick up the win. Eric Riggins Jr. will go second on the field. Third going to be Garrett Williamson, the 24W, followed by the 5S of Stambaugh. Dustin Gates. Back a few. Timms is around down at turn number 4. That was some last lap excitement for him. For the rookie runner. So that'll do it for heat race number 3. I lost my heat race line up there for some reason. There we go. So that takes it to heat race number 4. So heat race number 4. I should throw this out there. If I pick on your state and you become offended by that, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend anybody. We're just having fun. I'm sure your state is wonderful. Okay, so anyhow, here we go. No, I'm sorry. I can't keep a straight face when I say that. Heat race number 4. It looks like this is going to be the 16B. Out of Plymouth, Indiana, Pro Strip Truck Services, Kersher Engine, 16B on the inside of row number 1. That is Zane DeVault. To the outside, Brett Wright, the driver behind the wheel of the number 14B car, hailing from East Chatham, New York. J&D Waste Equipment, MRI Albany Transfer Station, Green Mountain Gearheads, number 14B, starting second on the field. Row number 2 on the inside. Out of Bradenton, Florida, Amalie Motor Oil, that is Connor Morrell in the 28M starting third. And your fourth starter on the field hails from Harrisonville, Missouri, and Heltz Turf Farms, number 22S, it's Slater Heltz. Row number 3 on the inside, it is the C&D Elevator Construction, Rooster Graphics, Global Ag, number 44 out of Ankeny, Iowa. Chris Martin behind the wheel of the number 44. Speaking of which, got to give a shout out to Josh Hegwood, Chick Magnets Motorsports, also a supporter of Chris Martin, and I know tuned in watching on Flow Racing. So how you doing, Josh? One of these days you need to come down here to Florida and pick up a little sunshine. No Panic, Davey Franek out of Sussex, New Jersey. Rapid Tire, Davey Franek Auto Sale. Power Sports, sponsors of the 28F that starts outside row number 3. And then row number 4 on the inside, we will find the W20 of Greg Wilson out of Benton Ridge, Ohio. Hercules Tire, Ohio Logistics. Gear Off-Road, DNC Hydraulics. Sponsors of the W20 rolling off 7th. And your 8th starter is going to be the Amore, South Carolina racer, Collision Consultants of Florida, Moss Racing Engines, Air Mechanical All-Star 22 of Connor Leffler. So that's how we stack them up here for heat race number 4 of 6. John Schaefer tuned in from Carlisle, Pennsylvania, back in Speed Palace territory. Carlisle, actually close to Williams Grove. I stay in Carlisle whenever I visit Williams Grove, but Port Royal, Lincoln Speedway, they're all right there together. Trailway. Went to Trailway for the first time last year. That's a cool little track. They put a lot of work into that the last couple of years. You get a chance, you can visit with them at Trailway. Brody, I just saw your last tweet. Oh, shoot. DJ tuned in from Oskaloosa, Iowa, home of the Ultimate Challenge and the Front Row Challenges put on by Terry McCarl. I was talking to T-Mac about that, and that is a great race. We were talking about an old classic that took place there whenever Jack Hodenshield took the Front Row Challenge and went to the tail of the field and won that thing. Jack retiring. Now I'm doubting myself. Is he retiring this year or did he retire last year? I feel like this is his last year racing for Jack. Or did he announce his retirement over the winter? Somebody has to fill me in on that. Somebody that's in the sprint car know. Let me know. Tweet at Flow Racing. Use the hashtag KingOf360s and I'll see it. But he's either, if Jack didn't retire over the winter, this is his final season racing. And the reason I'm confused is because we run into Nate Bickle, who you know from NASCAR. And Nate Bickle's from up at Eagle River, Wisconsin. We see him up there. I actually had the opportunity. He has a vacation home up there, and one year they didn't have a place to put us, and they put us in his vacation home, which is gorgeous. They call it the Treehouse. But this is his last year racing, and he ran with us. Actually picked up a win in the Outlaw 600 sleds up there, but this is his last year in NASCAR, so that's kind of, or not last year racing short track. He runs everything. I think he'll finish it off at the Snowball Derby at the end of the season. So a couple drivers that you've known for years and years going to call quits after the 2021 season. Hercules Tires tuned in, cheering on Greg Wilson, sponsor of Greg. As we get set to go, heat race number 4 going to light off out of turn number 4, 8 laps, the distance. Good even start up front. Boy, they are dead even. Down in turn 1 and 2, it's going to be 13 car Brett Wright getting about the outside. And wow, bye-bye, says Brett. He pulls out 5 car lengths out turn number 2. Slater helped, trying it down to the inside. Boy, he got up and had to get out of the throttle and get onto the binders. That threw him back into the clutches of Frantic. And here's the Davey Frantic I was looking for. You expect him to head towards the front. Not as much as Connor Leffler, though. Leffler, holy smokes, let me check the lineup sheet. Did he start dead last on the field? I feel like he started dead last. He did start dead last. Got around 3 cars there on that first lap. Connor Leffler's headed front sides, already up to the number 5 position behind Frantic. Frantic trying to deal with Slater. Helt quick on the outside. Frantic trying to shorten up the racetrack down low and get a run on the 22S car in a battle for third. He's pedaling for all he's worth in the 28F back behind. Meanwhile, Leffler's reeling them both in. Leffler goes to the cushion. Down in turn number 1 and 2 as the cross flags come out up front for Brett Wright. The 14B car looking to pick up the win here in this heat race number 4. And the 16B is Zane DeVault is following along the tire tracks as Frantic again a little peeky-poo down low. To no avail, however, that is not the way to go. Greg Wilson's falling back towards the tail of the field. The 44 car, Chris Martin, able to get around. As they race out of the corner, Martin spins. Caution flag coming out. Chris Martin got a little too rambunctious on the loud pedal coming out of turn number 4, and the back end stepped out from underneath him. He just couldn't catch it. So I'll bring out the caution flag here with us with just 3 laps remaining. And that may be the break that Leffler needed because that thing was hot. First shot out of the bag for the number 22. So it'll be interesting to watch this restart as he restarts 5th on the field. Single foul restart will be coming at us. Brett Wright up front in the 14B. Your race leader for the East Chatham, New York racer. Former Empire Sprint Rookie of the Year, marking his 4th year behind the wheel of a sprint car. Was a former modified racer. Made the transition. There you go. Thank you, Todd. So, yeah, this is the last year that Jack Hodenshield will be racing. He's running for Rico this year on a couple select events. That's the now you say that, I remember the press release. So Rico Abreu going to put him in the 24 car for a few select events here during the 2021 season, but this will be the last year that Jack Hodenshield races. So get out, buy a T-shirt from him, and see the Wild Child on his farewell tour, I guess is what we're going to call it. He'll still be around, though. So Connor Leffler finishing out 2nd in the USCS National points last year. Picked up Rookie of the Year honors and definitely one to watch. 3 wins on the season. Thank you for the info there, Sherry, as they're watching from up near Atlanta, Georgia. There goes Frantic. Looking to the outside. Leffler not able to fire off like he did on the initial start of this race, though. Still running 5th on the field. And maybe the 16 car can make a run at your race lead out. Turn number 4 got a nose up on him. That's as far as that went. Falls back into the dirty air behind the Brett Wright in the 14B. With 2 laps to go, white flag coming out the next time by. Slater Helt got a good charge and a good dig coming out of the middle of the racetrack. Out turn number 2, pulls away from Frantic. Frantic may have to settle himself for 4th. Is this the final trip around? One more shot at Slater Helt, and it's not going to happen. 4th it will be. It's up front, checkered flag. Comes out, it's going to be Brett Wright picking up the win. DeVault's going to go 2nd. Slater Helt, Davey Frantic, and Connor Leffler will be your top 5. Wilson will finish out 6. Martin and Morrell will round out the 8 in heat race number 4. That takes into heat race number 5. USCS, speaking of Sherry and Pete and the gang, I believe they have a race coming up here in Milton, Florida before too awful long, and unfortunately we won't be able to make it with Flow Racing, but I'd love to give them the best and wish I could be there with you up at Southern Raceway. Follow along with USCS Racing on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Pete does an excellent job. Writes some of the best press releases ever. Either that or Sherry's writing them and Pete's putting his name on it. But either way, should read them. Here we go. Dale Howard out of Byhalia, Mississippi. Quality Roof Seamers, Mach 1 DHC. Number 47H is going to roll off on the inside of row number 1 and to the outside. He was showing bits of speed in the hot lap session earlier on out of Marshall, Missouri. Sure-built suspension, engine connection, Cooper Racing Products, 7B car. Starts second on the field. That's Ben Brown behind the wheel. Row number 2 on the inside, we will find Jacksonville, Florida racer, the Peruvian Outlaw, Mark Rule Jr. out of Jacksonville, as I said. Brack Guys, Max Perfection Detailing, Priority 1 Roofing Construction, all sponsors on the 83 that rolls off inside row number 2. And when he's outside, I was not able to catch up with Will Hall, the East Montpelier, Vermont racer in the number 61. I don't have any sponsors on the car. I said I would catch him when he came in today, and he did not come into the racetrack before I came up to the tower. So he must be down Captain Jack's, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll catch up to him tomorrow. Regardless, Will Hall starts on the outside of that second row. Row number 3 on the inside, it's RJ Car out of Dover, Ohio. Simcox, DAC Vitamins and Minerals, Sugar Creek Cartage sponsors for RJ. And he is joined by the racer out of Southampton, New Jersey, in Mid-Atlantic Transport, JG Cronenberger Jewelry, Pioneer Auto Body. That is Justin Whittle. Final 2 starters on the field. We will find a very fast 20B car, Cody Bova. Bonsai starting back on the inside. That 4th and final row, JS Bova Excavating, Pro Quality Demolition, SP Technologies, all sponsors on the Struthers, Ohio car. And he's outside, another late one coming into the racetrack. Billy Boyd Jr. out of Gibsonton, Florida, and E3 Spark Plugs, number 4X, rounds out heat race number 5 of 6. So that's how we stack them up here for this heat race. Mike Shaler tuned in from Akron, Ohio. Thank you so much for the kind words. So 48 360s.